everybody. I am finally back on YouTube Live. Please ignore the mess in the back. I am still unpacking. I've been here over a month now, but I'm still transitioning, as you can well see. So, eventually we'll have that all sorted out and settled. But happy Friday the 13th. Woo! No, it's a good day. It's not a bad day. Even though we're in a dark moon, it is a really good day, contrary to the misconceptions of Friday the 13th. But I wanted to get on here before we got into the weekend and go over your new moon forecast, which starts tomorrow. Um, Before I do that, do want to let you know that we are in days of caution. I said the 13th, the 14th, the 15th. So best to lay low. And if anything, stay home. I would not go out this weekend. Um, just, it's not good. I'm looking at the news. Um, I know that there's a big march tomorrow, or is it today? Uh, it's a, I don't know what it is. I think it's a march for Donald Trump. Um, I foresee some violence coming with that. So just watch the news and you'll see what I mean by that. Um, Best to lay low, and I'll explain more in a minute because I've typed up my newsletter. But let's get right down to it. We have a new moon in Scorpio starting on November 14th and 15th. This new moon is in the intense sign of Scorpio on Saturday, November 14th at 9:07 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and at 12:07 a.m. on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, November 15th. This is a powerful moon, and it is a good time. I mean, anytime we have a new moon in Scorpio, it is a perfect time for pleasures of the flesh. It's also a good time to start moving your money around, cash flow, stocks, bonds, crypto, investments of all sorts are blessed under these stars. You just have to be aware of the platonic phase that we're in, which started yesterday. When I give you my days of caution, and I usually only give 3 days, you want to look 2 days after that date and 2 days before, because a lot of these phases stay for at least 5 to 7 days, depending on the stars. So just beware and be safe out there. Under this energy, you always want to check your bank accounts for any kind of malicious activity. Know your surroundings, and some will experience a wake up call because this energy does create wake up calls for many. It also creates secrets coming to life. So you might either have a wake up call of your own, or you might be a secret might fall right in your lap. Now, Scorpio rules the world of metaphysics. It rules witchcraft, investigations. This also means paranormal investigations as well, and especially paranormal because Scorpio does rule the underworld. This rules medicine and the medical field. This rules morgues. It rules investments, joint finances. It rules sex, life, death, drama, rebirth, and transformations. Now, even with this scorpionic new moon energy, the world is under an umbrella of volatile energy. This, as stated in my last newsletter, right before I did this one, I put the new moons generally bring good positive energy, but we are dealing with Scorpio, Pluto energy, and this moon always brings death, drama, rebirth, and transformation, especially in an election year. The more positive aspects of this new moon will be to invest your money, and to make good financial decisions. Like I said, this Scorpio moon rules sex. So it will be a good time to tap into your sensual side too. Like the saying goes, make love, not war. All right. And like I said, we do have days of caution coming up for November 13th, 14th, and 15th. And the world takes on this platonic energy. Now, as your astrologer, I what I see coming for this weekend, it would be best just to stay home, like I said a minute ago, and enjoy the surroundings of your home and your family. In the next several days, you're going to hear of news of terrorism. You're going to hear news of police either being shot or doing the shooting. Russia, which is a Scorpio nation, will make the news. This also represents bank fraud. A lot of times, this means that death is coming for someone who is rich and famous. This is also sex crimes, the porn industry. What do you call it? Sex trafficking. I had a mind slip there for a minute. I'm like, what's it called? Um, Murder, and all of the platonic souls who will wreak havoc just love this energy and will be out and about and in full force. So this is where I tell you to be aware and be safe. And I wrote about this in my last newsletter, and you can go to the newsletter and you can click it and it'll take you to all the links so you can read all about it. Hey, how are you? I know it's been a while since I've been on here, Kapui. I hope you're doing well. Good. I'm glad to hear you're staying safe at home. It is the best thing. I hate to be Debbie Downer, but it is what it is, and I do apologize for the mess in the back. I'm still trying to get organized. Um, and then my cats won't let me make my bed. So, like making my bed around them. So I'm really sorry how messy it is in here. In the weeks to come, you guys will notice it will get better. So let's get right into our forecast. Now, before I go over the forecast, I do want to talk about Friday the 13th for a minute because there are some misconceptions about Friday the 13th. There are a lot of people, especially those who are of the indoctrinated sort, that think that this is a very evil and negative day. Now, there are some cultures that do feel that this isn't a good day, and then there are some cultures that think this is an excellent day. Maybe it has something to do with the movie Friday the 13th. I don't know. But I do know that we are in a dark moon phase right now. So anything to do with magic, like I said, anything to do with ridding yourself or even baneful magic is approved of. Hexes, curses, protection you can do in any moon phase. But this is the time to contemplate, reassess, regroup, and refocus. Now, on a positive note, today marks the day when Mars goes direct. We have been in retrograde in Mars for the last 4 months, I think. And it has really taken a toll on a lot of people, and especially people who have a lot of Mars and Aries energy in their chart have really felt this, myself included. This has been sitting in my 4th house, and I've been a real bitch to live with, to be perfectly honest. And I know it's the stars. I know. I explain this to my family. Everyone in this household is being affected by this in some way. And for me, it was my 4th house of home and family. And I've just been a little short fused. I've been under a lot of stress. So the warrior finally goes direct. And what this means is now when Mars is retrograde, the warrior's hands are tied. He can't do as much. He's short fused. He comes, things come to a standstill. That's not the normal energy of Mars or Aries. Aries is the warrior, their action. They get things done. It's gone direct. We can proceed forward and get those things done now. So if we felt like we've been in a little slump for a while, that would be why, okay? The funny thing about the kitties, before I go on, what is this, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, there was a stray cat outside, okay? And My kids friended it. They started feeding it, and then they made a little bed for it outside. And I had to tell the kids, we live in a place where there's seasons, and it's going to snow. And um, oh, my grandmother's birthday was on a 13th. Hers was in February, though. So interesting. But yes, Friday the 13th is nothing to fear. Okay, it's just I think it's a fun day, in my opinion. But anyway, long story short, my kids adopted another cat. So I am really turning into the crazy cat lady with now I have number 5. This is the number 5. 5 cats now. Um, so and my understanding is my ex-husband's going to be shipping his cat to me in a couple of months. So I'll have 6. Yeah, I've officially turned into the crazy cat lady. It's okay. It's all good. Anyway, happy Friday the 13th, and let's get into your 2-week forecast by house and sign. Okay. Aries. Now, Aries, this is where good sound investments are going to pay off later on. And once Mars moves direct as of today, you are ready to become that warrior again and take those financial chances. Make sound wise moves, but you are very blessed right now under the realm of investments and making money. Just wait till tomorrow to do them when that moon goes new. Taurus. This will be the perfect time to sign any contracts or new business partnerships. Your domestic world might be somewhat emotional for the next few weeks, so just understand you're under that emotional umbrella right now and that it will dissipate soon, okay? Couple weeks. Gemini. There's going to be much improvement in your employment world, Gemini. Your service to the world improves. Your opportunities are possible. You are under a lucky streak right now, and you're feeling strong and you're feeling healthy. So get out there, make it happen, Gemini. Cancer. Well, love or lust will be on the agenda for these next few weeks. Children will be dramatic, but they will also bring you joy, and your creativity will get a boost too. So that's something to look forward to, Cancer. One thing I want to say before I go on is all the water signs will feel this positive energy the most, okay? I didn't put that in my newsletter, but if you're a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio, this energy you will feel this energy the most, and it will bless you the most in a good way. So good luck, Cancer. Now, Leo, positive news is coming with family and home. Real estate deals are possible for buying, selling, even relocating. Emotions will be a happy high in some way. Usually when the moon is waxing, the emotions kind of are lulling and they're kind of depressing. Not this case. There might be some emotions, but it's going to be a happy emotion. And mom might even bring good news too. And if not, give mom a call. There's some way a mother figure's involved here where it's very positive and happy. So good luck, Leo. Virgo. Uh, Maybe some new wheels are in your future, Virgo. Communication will be very good. The phone will be busy and you will be very chatty right now. Everybody's going to want to get a hold of you. Okay. Even siblings, brothers and sisters might call you and bring you really good news. The next few weeks, Virgo, would be the perfect time to take a short trip somewhere in nature. It would really help you to unwind, reconnect with nature because you are an earth sign. All earth signs need to connect with nature. So get out there. I know it's not the perfect weather right now for camping, but a couple of days to, somewhere in nature, even if that's, if it was me, I'd go to Sedona and I'd spend time there. But get out in nature, go hiking, go for a walk, meditate, reconnect with your nature side because after all, you are Virgo and you are connected to nature. Libra. Now, this energy hits your wallet, Libra, and this time it's in a very good way. Good opportunities are ahead with investments. Money making endeavors will be blessed under this energy, and your self-esteem will be better too. You're going to feel better. You're going to look better. You're going physically, mentally, and psychologically. So um, it's going to be very good for you, Libra. Good luck. All right, my dear Scorpios, this is your moon. It's right on you. You hold all the cards right now, Scorpio, to succeed. The next 2 weeks, you cannot lose. Really get out there and make your wishes come true. If you try hard enough, Scorpio, you will be able to achieve many things in the next 2 weeks. So get out there, make it happen. And this is the Scorpio month too. So happy birthday to all my Scorpios. Now, Sagittarius, your dreams and intuition will become very vivid. You need to listen to them. This is taking place in your subconscious, this new moon. So do not self-doubt yourself for a minute, okay, Sag? Because learning or studying something within the realm of metaphysics is going to benefit you. Remember, Scorpio rules the metaphysical world. So taking a new study in metaphysics, whether that's anything, candle making, herbology, astrology, uh, conjure, hoodoo, voodoo, anything that deals with the metaphysical world. That can even mean energy healing, crystal divination. I can go on and on, I think you get it. But make it happen there, Sagittarius. Now, on to Capricorn. Now, Capricorn, you have had a rough couple of years. This is a fact. And I'm speaking from personal experience because I am one. The next few weeks will bring one of your greatest wishes to fruition from friends. This is hitting your 11th house. The 11th house is the house of friends and wishes. So, Capricorn, someone's going to want something come true for you. You'll have to keep me posted, as I will keep all of you posted as well, because I am Capricorn too. This also represents social circles, which will improve. You might make new friends this way, but next 2 weeks are very, very positive for you, Capricorn, and well-deserved, because if it's one zodiac sign that's been getting its ass kicked for the last 2 years, it is Capricorn. Aquarius. Now, Aquarius, this is going to affect your 10th house. This is your career opportunities. Progressive changes are going to be ahead. Accomplishments will not go unnoticed, and your overall image improves. So make it happen. Positive news is ahead within the realm of career. Good luck. Pisces. Now it's time to make those travel plans, Pisces. Keep them domestic, because this is taking place in your 9th house of foreigners, foreign lands, higher learning, higher knowledge, courts, justice, the laws. A lot of Pisces are going to experience a thirst for knowledge that's going to be triggered. And you may take up a new study or class. Like I said, with this scorpionic touch, this is another one. With this scorpionic touch, how do I put this? Either direction you go with classes, the stars will shine on you. Like I said, with a scorpionic touch to them, that creates the metaphysical world once again. So this can mean astrology. This can mean energy healing, candle making magic, voodoo, hoodoo, anything. This shines on you as this is taking place in your 9th house. Okay, so good luck, Pisces. Stars shine on you for the next 2 weeks. Like I said, the water signs have it really good the next couple of weeks. Now, the next couple of weeks are going to be trying for some. Anytime we're in Scorpio and Plutonic energy, it does create a wake-up call for people, others, and around us as well. And it is a time when secrets are exposed. So stay focused, stay positive, always hope and pray for a better tomorrow. That's all we can do in this crazy, crazy world we're living in. I'm reading all my post. Hold on. To, hey, sweet butterfly girl. Long time no see. Good to see you guys. I feel so good to get back on here. You know, I love doing my Facebook Live. I have the people that follow me there, but I like doing YouTube. I finally got the Razor camera working, and I could tell it's working because you can see every bit of everything in the back here. So like I said, I apologize for the mess. It is quite messy. But it's good to see everybody. I'm glad you're here joining me today, and happy Friday the 13th. And that is your new moon forecast for the next 2 weeks by house and sign. Now that I have the camera up and running, I will go on here a little more. I'm looking for something and I don't see it. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I have misplaced my Witch's Tarot deck, and it has my 2 pendulums in it, and I'm feeling a little out of sorts with it. I'm looking for my angel cards as well, and I don't see those. So I am going to pull a tarot card for the day. I'm not too familiar with this deck. My daughter's been working with this deck. This is a very old deck. It was given to me by a friend of mine who, I told you this once before, I think, whose mother passed away. It's a very, very old deck. It's made in Switzerland, but it's all in French. Okay. And like I said, I'm not very good at these yet because they're in French. So my daughter's been working with them because she takes French. She is learning how to speak it. So I decided to give her this deck to work with, and she's doing very well with it. But we were working on things last night here, and she must have left them in here, and lucky me, she did. So now let's pull a card for the weekend. Like I said, this is going to be a volatile weekend. Please watch the news and please be careful, because I think there's a march going on this weekend, and I have fear that that's going to turn very, very violent. It's not good. Stay home. No protests, no concerts, no outdoor activities. Just lay low and enjoy your home and your family. Work on projects within the house. You know, I have plenty of things I can do inside this house, like rearranging and getting things settled in. So, all right. As you can tell, am shuffling these cards a little bit, just so we can get the energy on them. These cards were made in like the 50s, I think. Yeah, the 50s. So like I said, they're really, really old. They're not my favorite deck, but my daughter seems to enjoy them, and I'm going to borrow them for today. Okay, so here we go. I have the cards here. I'm not looking at them, and I'm going to pull one. We do have the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know if you guys could see that. I know my razor light is on, so. Well, the Wheel of Fortune represents that, how do I put this? This is for the weekend. Probably should have drew a Tower card. I see that coming. Yes, stay away from, ooh. I have orbs on me. You know, I always have, when I'm doing videos, even when I'm doing tarot readings for people, when I'm videotaping them, I didn't notice it much in this house, but in the last house, I was always having an orb fly by me. So maybe some of those spirits have followed me over here. Very good, sweet butterfly girl, to tell your friends to stay away from crowds. You can be Debbie Downer sometimes doing it, but you do it for a reason. I mean, there's been times when I've had concert tickets and I'm like, I'm not going, and I'll sell them. And everyone gets mad at me, and it's like, well, you know what? I'm not going. I can't. The stars don't permit it. So anyway, Wheel of Fortune. Now, this is for the world in general. So Anytime you're dealing with the wheel of fortune, you're dealing with the world has put a blessing upon you. You have the world at your feet in some ways. Um, how do I put it? Wheel of fortune. It's a lucky card. It's a very positive card. So what this is telling me is that we may be in hard times and this may be a rough weekend for us, but we're going to overcome what is happening. There are some of you out there. A friend of mine who is Native American told me the night before the election, he said that the pendulum swings blue, which will make people see red. I knew exactly what he meant by that. This could represent a new future as a new president, giving us an opportunity for abundance and wealth. The Wheel of Fortune represents abundance and wealth. Okay. It's a very good card. Very, very good card. So, contrary to what your political views are, and I've noticed that I've lost like 3 or 4 people that follow me on my YouTube channel, probably because of what I've said about Donald Trump. Now, I don't say that coming from a political thing. I'm seeing it in the stars. Okay. So you can get butthurt all you want with me. This channel's not for you. If you're going to get butthurt with every little thing I say about politics, remember the 2 cancers that plague this world are politics and religion. We eliminate those 2 things from the world, and this world would be a better place. There'd be a lot less fighting. Like I said, I live in the rural Arizona, and most of the people here are Trump supporters, which is fine. Whatever. I don't care. However, don't come at me when I'm wearing a mask and go off and start screaming at me, which is what I've actually experienced in the last couple of weeks here. Um, don't do that, because I will turn into that mean New Yorker and I will punch you. I mean, I've had some lady like right in my face the other day calling me, and I quote, "I'm so sick of you goddamn liberals," all because I'm wearing a mask. Do I have a liberal? Do I have a sign on my face? I'm not representing any political party. I couldn't stand neither one of those candidates. Okay. But this is the mindset we're at. And drawing this wheel of fortune means a new dawn and a new day is arriving for the United States of America. Okay. Um, Contrary, I know there's people out there that love Trump, and he did do some good things, but most of his rhetoric was divisive. It didn't make the United States the United States. Okay. I'm hoping that changes with this president, but I know well enough to know that this president is under that Hillary Clinton umbrella, those policies, those corporate connections. I do not see Joe Biden finishing his term. And the dragon energy shifts on January 21st, 2022, and moves into a tail in Scorpio. Joe Biden is a Scorpio. So the tail is going to be sitting right on him. There is a probable chance of him either having some health issues and having to resign, or because the pendulum swings blue and people are seeing red, people are going to probably try and assassinate him. And that's, probably going to piss the world off even more, because then you have the vice president who will be the first female president ever. And I've looked at Trump's stars, I've looked at Biden's stars, I've looked at Kamala Harris's stars. Before Biden picked his running mate, in my mind, because I had looked at all the stars of all the candidates that were in the primaries, and the 2 that had a dragon's head in Gemini and a tail in Sagittarius were Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris. So I never really made this announcement because it's not my style. I don't really like dealing with politics. I think people turn into major assholes, pardon my French, when they dabble in politics. You know, um, I had a feeling it would be Elizabeth Warren. Never thought about Kamala Harris per se. I was just more looking at the stars. But, I'm not really a person that likes to predict stuff. I leave that to other people. I am a humble witch. I'm a humble astrologer. I am no modern day prophet. I'm just a sorceress and a messenger of the gods. So, um, don't let politics or religion come between people, because I've seen so many rifts with people because of it. And even here, like I said, I've lost people on my page all because they can't handle the truth. Okay. Um, I do believe Donald Trump will not be at the swearing in process. I think he is either going to, something's going on in December. He might even, what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, defect to another country. Keep your eye on Melania, though. There's something going on there as well. December is going to be interesting, okay? But I'm hoping, like I said, that this country heals itself from the anger and the hatred and the bigotry that this president has created. Um, I try and be nice to everybody, and I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't judge someone because they're a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter or whatever. However, my children do, and there's nothing I can do about that. They are of a different generation, and maybe it's because I have one child that is gay, and she just told me, if you're for Trump, then you hate me, and I don't like people. So we have a neighbor across the street who has his Trump flag out, and she won't give him the time of day. She ignores him like he doesn't even exist. He's a nice old guy. Um, she and I see things a little differently. I go into it with respect and kindness, um, and she sees it a different way. She's Leo. So, you know, she goes into it, and I get it. I get it. It's a very touchy subject, and I do want people to know that you, when I'm doing a reading on someone, I can see if they're gay or not. I can see if they're bisexual. I can tell their sexuality. I don't bring that up because that's not my concern. Your sexuality, whether you're gay, straight, bi, trans, whatever, doesn't change your stars, and it doesn't change your heart. If you have a good heart, I don't give a rat's ass what you are. You're a good person. So even she says there's a whole entire generation that needs to die off, which is a harsh thing to say. And I'm like, well, I'm your mother. I'm old, getting old too. She goes, I'm not talking about Generation X, Mom. I'm talking about boomers. I go, well, that's kind of rude. She and I kind of go at it back and forth with politics and our views. I still love her to pieces. She's my daughter. She has a strong mind, and she believes in what she wants to believe in, and that's okay. That's a beautiful thing. I've raised strong, independent daughters, and I just think we need to get over that mindset of judging people by their color of their skin, the religion they practice, or their sexuality. And I think a new day is dawning. After all, we are in the age of Aquarius, and a renaissance period is coming. These dark days that we've had for the last 4, 5, 6, 10 years are ending, and those old indoctrinated views are going to be put to the curb. Take them to the curb. There is no time for that anymore. A revolution is coming in some ways. It's very scary times, but it's also very exciting times to be alive. So um, with that being said, you just got to rise above all of this animosity, hatred, and anger. Okay. Like I said, I've had very couple of bad experiences in the stores lately, and I tell my daughters this because they're martial arts trained. I said, please don't go off on somebody because you could kill them. They're they're I don't know what belt they are. One is a red belt in Taekwondo, and the other one, oh, I just saw the orb. I just saw it. One is a red belt in Taekwondo, and the other one is a green advanced in Taekwondo. But they have been trained to literally rip someone's esophagus out of their throat if they wanted. They could kill someone. And so I was telling the girls, I said, you've got to watch it. I go, I know you get upset with people. And isn't that cool? I just noticed it. How cool. I tell my girls this, you just have to rise above it. There's an old expression my grandfather used to say. It's a little crude, but I am going to say it. Opinions are just like assholes. Everybody has one and everybody stinks. So it is a crude old New York expression, but my grandfather was right. So just rise above it, accept people for who and what they are. And I've always told my girls, whatever your political differences are, that's one thing. But never judge people by the color of their skin or their sexuality, because even in the realm of astropsychology, when I'm doing someone's stars, I can't see if you're gay or straight or bisexual or transgender in some way. And you can't pray the gay away. You're born that way. That is your cosmic, unique celestial identity. I hope that makes sense to some of you. I kind of went on a little tangent here about that, but it's been something I've been thinking about, and I see a lot of rhetoric going on online, and I don't like what I see. So I'm hoping that this world heals itself, and with the beauty of Le Wille Fauchon, it shall be a better day ahead and a better world. Before I leave, I did say this in my last video, and there must have been some confusion because the company sent me a couple of more books. And I'm like, I had to message them and say, you already sent these to me. Typical Mercury retrograde, confusion, misunderstandings. I was willing to send the two other books back. They said, no, just keep them. So I have a couple of more of these. Make sure this is the 2021. This is my moon sign book for 2021. I'm selling a couple of these. I'm not going to put these. I have put my Etsy store on vacation mode. I'm just not ready to sell jewelry and stuff right now through Etsy. But my website through the Magical Emporium, and I think my daughter changed the name to the Cosmic Cauldron. So it's either one. I am selling these. And if you've ever had your lucky and unlucky dragon days done, this is an excellent book to go with it. I might put a couple up on my website where I offer a special where you get the lucky and unlucky dragon days along with this book. Usually this book retails for $12.99. I have paid that much for it before, but I have my wholesale company. Oh, wow, I saw it again. Wow. My wholesale company sells them at 40% off. So I am actually selling them to my on my website for $11.99 plus tax. I think that brings it up to $15.55. Makes a great Christmas present. I have about 5 or 6 in stock. I also am going to do a special in the weeks to come where if you purchase your lucky and unlucky dragon days, I will give you this book as a little gift. Okay. So bear with me as I get situated in the next few weeks. I don't even have my altar set up yet, and I feel like a little displaced and a little lost without my altar. I mean, what's a witch without her altar? Anyway, in time, I will get it all together. But I wanted to show you that and check it out on my website. All of my products, by the way, are always going to be much cheaper on my website than Etsy. I'm actually a little disgusted with Etsy right now. And I might have to build a website through them, but they keep charging me this ungodly amount of money for what? It's like, really? Okay. So I'm not too pleased with Etsy right now. Try and order from my website preferably, because not only does it benefit you because you get it cheaper, then I don't have to deal with the umbrella of Etsy, you know. They still kind of like to control things. And you know, me being a Capricorn, I don't like anybody controlling me but me. So, Moon Power 2021. The only other thing I wanted to let you guys know, if you are my magical folk and you practice magic, let me just tell you this real quick. So, magical folks. So the new moon is in Scorpio, and like I said, this is the perfect time for any sort of money magic. If you want to do a spell tomorrow to bring abundance into your life, do it. Um, this moon is also good for magic for sexual matters, obviously, because Scorpio rules the sex organs. Anything dealing with transformation, psychic growth, tarot cards, divination, spirit boards, and contact with the dead, all is going to be blessed under this energy starting tomorrow. Now, you can do healing rituals as well tomorrow for ailments of the reproductive organs. This is a very intense new moon. So, if you are in the realm of occult and magic, get out there and make magic happen. Beautiful stars to do it. Even with the negative energy outside, we can make beautiful things inside in our comfort of our home. So, yes, full moons and new moons are very powerful magic. However, before I leave, I will say this. There is more power, I believe, in the new moon than in the full moon. People don't realize this. Even me, myself, as in my younger days, I always had this mindset, oh, full moon, highest power of energy. Yes, that is true. But from the darkness comes the light. So, new moons are some, I can create a lot of power in a new moon because it's dark and it's growing fuller. So you bring it to you, bring money to me, bring love to me, bring abundance to me, bring me this, bring me that, whatever. It can be very, very powerful, even more than a full moon. Now, if we were dealing with a full moon in Scorpio, I would still say all the same things I told you to do, but um, healing rituals seem to work better from the full to the dark. I I don't know why per se. It's just because the moon is getting smaller and it seems to help with doing rituals for ailments, at least in my experience. And I've been doing this for 30 plus years. So, but new moons have just as much power, if not more. Um, I will say this. I know a lot of other witches that go, "Oh, I would never do a banishing or a hexing in a new moon." Do you know that is not true? When you study the darker arts, you learn some things. And what I have learned, not that I'm into black magic, I believe in those shades of gray, though. Okay. Um, one thing I've learned about the darker arts is the new moon energy has just as much power, if not more, than the full for certain things. Um, so anything you want to bring to you, even if you are um, take out, yes, new moon create, take out. Yes, I love that. Kapui. That is it. Take out the trash. I've done that quite often lately, is taking out the trash. So goes my hair. 50 Shades of Gray. There's always those shades of gray. This is what I tell people. I'm not a white witch. I'm not a black witch. I'm not a chaos witch. But there are those shades of gray, and sometimes I have to pull out the big guns. When I talk about the big guns, I work with a lot of goddesses and a lot of different pantheons. When I say I'm working with the big guns, Lilith, she's a big gun in my opinion, and I have worked with her for darker magic, um, for certain things. Um, Sexuality wise, she's perfect for any kind of sex magic. However, she's also good for teaching rapists, and men who abuse women hard lessons. And so, yes, um, she is a badass bitch. That's right. I agree. She's actually one of my favorites in the pantheon next to Hecate. Um, and Isis, of course. I work with a lot of the Egyptian gods and goddesses as well, but she is a badass bitch. And when I talk about the Me Too movement, that's the Lilith movement. That's Lilith energy right there. She is powerful. Um, what I love about her is the fact that she, as you well know the story about her, she was Adam's first wife. She did not want to be submissive to any man. And so she left the Garden of Eden. And obviously, they've turned her into this evil, demonic villain, blah, 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 blah. And in reality, she is nothing of the sort. This is what I mean about religion. Why is it that us as women, why is it that us as women, if we don't want to be submissive, um, are automatically characterized as evil or a witch or a sorceress or a this? The reason being is because before man took over and, women were in power and women had control. And that energy is coming back. In the next 100 years, you're going to see all kinds of interesting things take place for women. Okay. Times are changing and the divine feminine is here. And Lilith is, in many ways, a divine feminine. She's the ultimate power. That's right. Men cannot match our inner knowing. Why? Because women, inside of most women, there is a thirst for knowledge that I don't see that with men. Um, many, many years ago, my astrology teacher told me, if you ever go to buy a new house or you go to buy something new, if you're a man, you need to bring your sister, your aunt, your girlfriend, your wife with you, because women have an energy that we can pick up things that men can't. Men think in the practical realm, as to where I believe women see things in more of the metaphysical realm. We feel things, we can feel energy. And that is actually very true because I can walk into any house and pick up the energy in that house. Um, just like when I bought this place, I walked in here, and even though it needed a lot of work and I have my hands full, I'm going to be Bob the Builder for many, many months. I've made a point to take off all my nails except for my thumbs. I'm waiting for those to fall off because I need construction worker hands to get in here and start hammering away and stuff. But when I moved in here, when I saw this house and I felt the energy, I was like, okay, the energy in here is not bad. There were some houses I looked at and I was like, get me out of here. In fact, my realtor did a video chat with me one day and he was showing me property. I wasn't even physically there. And he was showing me property and he was looking at this one house, and my mother and I were both sitting there looking at him going, oh my God, his name was Josh. Josh, get out of there. Get out of that house now. He went into, I want some house, and I could just, as soon as he walked through the door, I'm like, there's some really nasty negative energy in this house. I won't be buying this house, sir. So don't even waste your time. Leave. He was there for like 5 minutes and left. Then he videoed this house. And, I don't ever recommend per se buying a house without seeing it first. But I did make an offer on this house without seeing it in person. But I came 2 weeks later to see it, and I could say, hey, yay or nay. But once we walked in here, I had one of my daughters with me, and she even said, there's good energy here. There's nothing negative. And I know that the people that lived here before, I think they had a special needs child living here. I could just tell by some of the way the locks are on the door. Um, and me being a special needs paraeducator, I can just tell that one of the kids had a special needs issue. And so, but the energy in here was very good. You could feel that the people who lived here before were a very loving couple. They love their kids. And I didn't feel like anything malicious or bad went down here. Now, you guys seeing all these orbs, I am very prone to bringing things with me. They like to attach to me and move. Um, one quick story, and then I'm going to go. Probably about 6 years ago, I went to the USS Hornet, which is a ghost ship up in Oakland, California. I went on a paranormal adventure, and I did not feel good after that. I literally did not. I felt nauseous. Something literally attached to me. Didn't realize this. Came home, felt like I was having that expression paranormal hangover. I know exactly what that is now. Couple of weeks went by, and my daughter at the time, who was like 7, maybe 8, said to me, she came in my room, she goes, "We have a new ghost in the house." And she says, "And he's always looking at me." And I'm like, "I can't see this." She had the ability to see him. I didn't. I said, "Okay, what did he look like?" She goes, "He was in uniform." "Well, what kind of uniform?" She goes, "I don't know." So I get on Google and I'm showing her, I showed fireman uniforms, police officer uniforms. Then I went to military. I was showing her the Army, the Marines, and I was showing her the Navy. And it wasn't until I got to the Navy's uniform where they wore back in the 40s, the tighty whities, the Navy whites. She goes, "That's it." She goes, "That's the uniform he's wearing." She goes, "He's not a harmful ghost or anything, but he like just stands over my bed." So apparently brought him home. A dead sailor from the USS Hornet. Anyway, we sent him back. We sent him to the light, so to speak. I just think he wanted to get off that damn boat and go somewhere new. You really have to have a sense of humor in some of this with the paranormal. Um, Not everything is negative and evil. I've dealt with people who go, "Oh my God, that's a demon." No, it's not a demon. You'll know if it's a demon. Trust me. The demon will let you know. Yes, exactly. We released him. We released him. Um, all of a sudden I have this desire to watch that movie, 50 Shades of Grey now. Yeah, that would be a perfect movie for tomorrow night, folks, with a new moon in Scorpio. 50 Shades of Grey. Hubba hubba. But yes, we released him and he moved on. So, sometimes you get these attachments and they're not all negative, Um, but it was just kind of interesting. I did have a friend go, "Really?" She goes, "I've been looking for a man all my life, and you end up bringing home a dead sailor." I'm like, "Well, it wasn't my fault. I asked to bring his ass home. He just wanted to come home." But anyway, we did release him. We sent him on his way. So what I'm trying to say is, especially with this new moon in Scorpio, I wouldn't say the veil is thinning, but the veil has thinned near Halloween. But we are still in the month of November. And that energy is still there. And with it being in Scorpio, Scorpio does rule the underworld. So if you do spirit board or make contact, um, it should be all in a positive nature for most. Unless I see something in someone's stars where they shouldn't be dabbling in that. There are some people who are very prone to being possessed and stuff like that. Um, So if you're into, ghost adventure, this is a big green light to do that tomorrow evening. The light is green for that. And most of the time it is a positive experience. Um, when the moon is in Scorpio and it's waning, this is when you tend to have more of your negative experiences in the realm of paranormal investigating. Um, if you do Ouija board, this is a good time to do it. Tomorrow night, spirit board, very blessed. Pendulum. If I could ever find my pendulums, I would do some pendulum work. Um, my daughter told me, "Why don't I pull out the Ouija board tomorrow and ask the spirits where my witches cards are?" So I thought, I just might do that. That might be a good idea. I read the book, It Gets Old. I've never read the book. I hear the book is 100 times better than the movie, 50 Shades of Grey. I've seen 50 Shades of Grey. This wasn't a bad movie. I haven't seen the second one though. What is it? 50 Shades Grayer. That's the one I haven't seen yet. And having kids in the house, it's not really, a movie I can put on. Well, my oldest is 20, but she's gay, so why would she want to look at that? No, thanks. But 50 Shades Grayer, I have not seen yet. I should maybe watch that. But like I said, with the Scorpio new moon, this is the perfect energy to watch movies like that. Even pornography is on the agenda for a lot of people. And it's society and even religion has made sex so a dirty thing and made it taboo. But we're human, and we are part of the animal kingdom, and we have those urges just like animals. So realize that sex is something that is perfectly natural. It's human nature. There's nothing dirty or perverse about it, as long as it's with two consenting adults. The whole child thing is freaking sickening. um, Sex is sacred, exactly, and it transforms, exactly. Religion, especially Catholicism, has made it to be this dirty and taboo thing, which I find very hypocritical, and the hypocrisy of it all. Oh, you can't have sex, don't have sex, but it's okay to molest your children, right? Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to piss somebody off with that comment. I don't really give a damn. So use this energy, make love, have sex, um, be adventurous, be spontaneous. Enjoy this energy. There's nothing wrong with hedonism. There's nothing wrong with sex. Sex is there to enjoy and give pleasure. We're human. That's what we do. And even though humans don't want to admit it, we're part of the animal kingdom too. Okay? Yeah, me too. I grew up Catholic, somewhat. Catholic and Jehovah's Witness. There was a combination there, and it's like both religions were like whack. Um, just religion in general, it controls. Anytime someone wants to tell you how to live and what to do, oh, you're controlling. You're trying to control me. Yeah, I know my words can be harsh sometimes, but it is true. I see the hypocrisy of it. uh, Not to go back into politics, but I saw the hypocrisy with our president and all these religious people praising him. He's been given to us by God. Really? Really? The hypocrisy of it all. I don't care what you practice, I don't care what you believe in, but I will call you out on your hypocrisy and the ignorance and the stupidity that comes with religion. Please know that astrology is an ancient science. It has nothing to do with religion. It was here way before religion ever came into the scenario. It makes me sad when religion twists shit sideways. Exactly. You're right. Absolutely. It's always been twisted. And even when I was a little girl, I used to get in trouble all the time from my dad. Um, my parents became Jehovah's Witnesses, and one of the elders in the congregation had told him once that your daughter is very rude, very disrespectful, and he needed to handle me. Okay. Um, I asked questions that they did not like at 8 years old. And I knew even at 8 years old, I'm going, this isn't, I don't know what's going on. I'm 8 and I'm asking these questions. Why am I asking these questions? Because I was an advanced soul back then as a kid. And even my grandmother, who was a devout Catholic, when I would go to her and tell her what would happen, she would say, they're indoctrinated. It's religion. It's religion. Even in Catholicism. This is my grandmother who was born in 1905. Okay. 1905 in Brazil. Devout Catholic said to me, religion is set in place somewhat to control others. And she knew this. She was a very wise old woman. She says, I do believe in God. I believe in Jesus and I believe in a higher power. But she said, I don't believe in controlling people. People have free will in their own mind. That's right, Kipui. The stars do not lie. They do not lie. And like I said, ancient science, astrology, alchemy, these are two of the most ancient sciences well before religion was ever created. And religion was set in place and created to indoctrinate, to fear, to control. So here's my little spiel for today about this. We are all children of this earth and we are all children of the stars, okay? Um, we're not going to hell. There's no hell. Have you looked at the news? I think planet Earth is hell. Um, and when we die, I believe in reincarnation. Not everybody does. Okay. So I do believe, depending on what you did in a past life, you are reincarnated into something else. Learn your lessons. You will know when you ever have a reading from me and you see where your dragon's tail is, you'll understand a little more about reincarnation and past life residue, as I call it. Um, how do I put it? Do good in this life, and you will get a very blessed new life after this one's over. Do bad in this life, and the universe will give you a hard life in the next one. Okay. Speaking of that, we talk about the subject of suicide, and someone had said to me, oh, so and so killed himself, and I know he's not in heaven, he's not in the kingdom of God. He's done, he's oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out, you guys in the chat. What is the word I'm looking for? When someone commits suicide, a lot of Christians believe that they're not going to be, the kingdom of heaven isn't going to accept them, or they're not going to be resurrected because they've taken their lives. That is not true. They are reincarnated into something else. It's just that their next life might have some more challenges in them than the previous life. But to tell someone who's lost someone to suicide that they're not going to heaven and they're burning in an eternal damnation of hellfire is just bullshit. Sorry. Bullshit. Bullshit. Stop listening to religious leaders. I would pay more attention to listening to shamans and voodoo priestesses before I'd listen to that crap. Good comes from here. Doing good comes from the heart, and your actions show that. I see a lot of Christians that do things that it's like, really? You hold that Bible in one hand, cross in the other, but you do exactly the opposite of what your Savior did. That's hypocrisy for you. I see it all around this little town I'm in. My little horse and buggy town that I'm in. The neighbor across the way said the other day that um, she doesn't celebrate Halloween because that's a satanic devil holiday. In fact, the only real Christian holidays are Christmas and Easter. And she's saying this as the neighbor next door is dressed up in full witch gear for her granddaughter who was coming over. I agree. My mother left organized religion, and she is a devout Christian. She loves Jesus. She reads the Bible. However, she's one of those Christians that walks the walk and talks the talk. Okay. There's no hypocrisy there, but she even left organized religion because of that hypocrisy. That's right. We still have lessons, but suicide just prolongs the resolution of this life's lesson. Exactly. Exactly. There's no, you're not going to go to hell for it. You will learn that next lesson in your next life, and, with all these soldiers that come back from war and a lot of them kill themselves, I mean, really? If you've ever spent a day in a soldier's shoes and you've seen the horrors of war, hell, I'd probably kill myself too. You know, with the post-traumatic stress disorder and all the symptoms that come along with that. Sometimes it's hard to make it in this life. But going back to my neighbor, she was giving me and my next door neighbor a sermon on how satanic and evil Halloween is, not realizing who she's dealing with. I didn't say anything, but she just said that the only real holidays that are Christian are Easter and Christmas. And I'm just kind of sitting there going, where do you think they got Christmas from? Where do you think they got Easter from? Oh, I don't know. Ostara. Ostara is the spring equinox. Ostara. Easter. Christmas. Well, they had to get the pagans on board somehow, you know. So Christ was not born in December 25th. And I'll tell you why I think this. You're correct. War does create hell. Christmas is a pagan holiday. Exactly. Ostara is sex. Exactly. Fertility. May Day actually is the real actual fertility rite. Okay. But when you think, look at the zodiac wheel. What is the first sign of the zodiac? Aries, the infant of the zodiac. Infant. So it goes by the seasons. Now for Christmas, even my grandmother said this many years ago. She goes, the one thing I like about Catholicism is that it's paganized Christianity. And I'm going, oh my God, she's right. You know, I was like 11 or 12 when she said this, but I'm going, she's right. It is Christianized paganism. A lot of the things the Catholics do, I see a lot of pagans have done for thousands and thousands of years. There's no way in hell Jesus Christ was a Capricorn, because me as a Capricorn, I wouldn't sacrifice myself for the world. And I don't know any other Capricorn that would. I love pagan life too. But Jesus Christ, and I do believe he existed. I really do. I don't think that is, and that's just my opinion. I'm still doing research and learning about this myself, but I do think he existed. And if you notice, you don't hear about Jesus' first 30 years of life. I know that he met up with Buddha, and he was a prophet. You could almost say Jesus could have been extraterrestrial. Okay. I do think he was a man of great magical power. Did he sacrifice himself? No. Capricorn wouldn't sacrifice himself. An Aquarius might, because an Aquarius is about brotherly love. Okay, so I do believe Jesus was an Aquarian. I mean, think about it. Feed the poor, help the weak, take care of the sick. Those are Aquarian qualities. Those are qualities of an Aquarian agenda. Aquarius is all about that brotherly love, equality, taking care of others. That is Aquarius. That sure as heck isn't Capricorn. And I'm not saying that because Capricorns are selfish or self-centered. That's not where I'm going with this. It's just being Capricorn myself. I wouldn't sacrifice myself for someone else except for my children and my mother. I mean, that's just me. But what I'm trying to say is, and I'm sure I'm going to offend and probably lose more followers with this, but that's okay. The Bible wasn't written by God. It wasn't written by Jesus. It was written by prophets. And why are there certain scriptures and books that aren't put in there? The book of Nicodemus, the book of Enoch. Because there's information in there that the church does not want you to know. Forbidden knowledge. That's why it's not in the Bible. Okay, the Bible was written to control, to indoctrinate, and to put fear into people. Um, and that's I could have had this whole conversation with my neighbor about it, but my daughter said to me, "Don't say anything." She goes, "We didn't really decorate this year for Halloween." She goes, "We'll show them what we're really made of next year." I'm like, "Oh boy, oh boy." I didn't say anything to her because she's an older lady, and it's one thing my mother has taught me. My mother raised me right, and there's a time to speak and there's a time to shut up. And with a lady being in her 80s, I'm not going to disrespect her faith or her beliefs. And I just sat and looked at her and went, okay, I see, right on, okay. I didn't get into it with her, which I could have. I just said, oh, God bless you too. Jesus loves you. Um, there's some people you can't change their mind, especially the older generation. It's just one of those things. But this is not me bagging on Jesus Christ. Like I said, I do really believe he existed. Um, I do believe a lot of the things that you read in the Bible have a lot to do with extraterrestrials. You can call me a tinfoil hat wearing cuckoo head. That's okay. But our extraterrestrials have been here for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And I do maybe believe that Jesus Christ had that celestial energy. He did have that, but that extraterrestrial energy as well. I don't believe he was human. I believe he was an ET. He walked on water. I always tell people, even myself as an astrologer, I can get things right. There's always going to be that 3 or 4 or 5% that I don't get right. And the reason that is because if I was 100% accurate, even psychics get it wrong because they're human. They're flawed. There he goes. He's got a lot to say. They're human and they're flawed. He wants out of the room. Anyway, humans are flawed. So we are imperfect. Okay. And that's just the way it is. If we weren't imperfect, if we were perfect, we'd be extraterrestrial because extraterrestrials have that, most of them, not all of them. And there's malevolent and benevolent extraterrestrials, just like there's good humans and bad humans. Um, Jesus Christ was a prophet. I think he was a very magical man, and I'm not trying to disrespect anyone's faith or belief. What I do think is that the Bible is written to control. I'm sorry, but it was written in the age of Aries. We are in the age of Aquarius. Our story for this world has not been written yet. Okay, that Bible was written in the age of First Testament, age of Aries. Second Testament, age of Pisces. We are in 4,000 years later. We are in a different age. We're in the age of Aquarius. Okay, so this is the age where freedom of speech, revolutionary ideas, less indoctrination, and more bringing the world together as a whole, loving thy neighbor, loving thy brother, fellow man. Those are all Christ conscious qualities. Those are Jesus like qualities. So, no, Jesus was not a Capricorn. He was either an Aquarius, maybe a Virgo, but I really do. I'm steering more towards Aquarius because most of the Aquariuses that I've met in my life, even my ex-husband was an Aquarius, and they're very kind people. They care deeply about others and humanity and society. They're a fighter for that. So, no, Jesus Christ was not a Capricorn. But let's go ahead and celebrate Christmas on the 25th because it's much closer to solstice, which is usually about the 20th or the 21st, which is the birth of the Sun King, Son of God. Polarities there, the similarities. If you study Egyptian mythology, the pantheons of Egypt, a lot of people believe that the Isis is the original mother of Mary. Now, Egypt is not as old as other places like Sumeria. Sumerian is the oldest. In fact, I'm in the process of learning Sumerian and Babylonian astrology right now. I am certified in divine Nostradamus astrology. In a year, I'll probably be certified in Babylonian astrology. I am really enjoying both aspects of it. I will say this though. I don't know what Nostradamus did, but whatever he incorporated, because I think he incorporated 2 or 3 different methods into one, which is what I'm practicing. Um, he's very, very spot on with a lot of his predictions. It's just that they're hard to understand because he was speaking in 16th century words and he was French. So, you know, we're in 600 years later. So it's a little hard to, comprehend some of the wording that he does. But Babylonian astrology is very, very interesting too. There is a very much a direct link to um, the Anunnaki, the ETs, um, with that method. And I'm learning quite a bit and I'm learning a lot. So it only gets better from here. Oh God, here he goes. It only gets better from here. Hi, Christine. How are you? Good to see you guys. It feels so good to be back on here, even though it's a pigsty in the back. We're getting there. I'm going to try and go on here probably on Sunday, and I'm going to pull some tarot cards for everybody. So if you guys are around Sunday afternoon and you happen to be in the chat, come on in. It'll probably be around 3 in the afternoon Pacific time, maybe 6 o'clock Eastern time. I keep forgetting I'm on. In the winter times, Arizona goes on mountain time. So now I am an hour ahead of California, which talk about confusing the hell out of me. I'm glad you're good. Very well. In these hard times, it's good to hear people are in relatively good spirits, you know. But yeah, I'm going to try and get back on here on Sunday and pull some tarot cards for everybody. I'll debating on going back into radio. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do that or not. I rather just do this on YouTube than have to deal with people in radio. I was on a radio show a couple weeks ago doing readings and how do I put this? I enjoyed being there. The people were nice and it was fun and everything, but not once did I get to drop my website or anything. It was just about tapping me for as much free information as possible. And that's fine and dandy, but I have to make a living too. All right. It was so nice seeing you, and thanks for joining me, and have a great weekend, Kapui, and be safe. Watch your back, watch your surroundings, because there's evil out there. Anyway, I was on this radio show a couple weeks ago, and I have a real negative or a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to psychics. Now, reason being is, number one, a lot of psychics don't like me because I can look at their stars and say, you are not a psychic. I was on a radio show probably 5-6 years ago, and I had a psychic turn really nasty on me and decided to read me. And she said that my oldest daughter is a backstabbing little bitch and that I have lung cancer. Okay. First of all, I don't have lung cancer. My daughter is not a backstabbing little bee. And I'm not really quite sure why she decided to take this attitude or tone with me. And I was just getting ready to read her stars. Maybe that's why. Anyway, come to find out that for 2 weeks after that, she was having psychic attacks. I didn't do anything. I didn't send anything. I let it go. But what she didn't realize is the daughter she was talking about, the first 5 years of my daughter's life, my grandmother was alive and my oldest and her bonded. Her great grandma My grandmother and my youngest daughter were like this. They were thick as thieves. And yeah, she was only 5 when she passed, but they were close. They had a bond. They loved each other. And it was a beautiful thing to see a 90-something-year-old woman connect with my 5-year-old daughter. I knew when my grandmother passed that she would be my daughter's guardian angel, and she was. It was my grandmother that was psychically attacking her, making her life hell, because you don't talk about someone in that realm. Psychics are not doctors. Even when I'm reading your stars, I'm not a doctor. I can't say you have lung cancer. I would never say that to someone. Um, but this lady turned really nasty. I'm not going to drop her name because she is world renowned, or so she thinks she is. Um, I will give you this though. She does have the same initials as I. But when psychics try to read me without permission, they're going to get something sent to them. You ask permission. I always ask permission. May I read your stars? And the only time I don't ask permission is when I'm doing the stars of someone rich and famous that's made the headlines. What am I going to do? Donald Trump, can I read your stars? No, but I always ask permission, and that's what other psychics need to do too. Don't just read people without their permission, because you just never know who you're reading. And she realized what a powerful witch I am. And I learned that knowledge from my streganona, my Italian grandma witch. So, oh my God, there's the orb again. Maybe it's my grandmother. Wow. I don't know if you guys saw that. A couple of orbs. Orbs don't always necessarily mean spirits, but I just find it interesting while I'm talking to my grandmother, that orb appears. I just started reading about Egyptian astrology. I'm an Anubis. It's fascinating. Oh, yeah. Isn't it cool? I just love reading about astrology in different cultures because, like I said, it's one of the original sciences, Christine. Um, it's amazing. Astrology is amazing. Ancient science. But yeah, my grandmother taught her a hard lesson, and maybe that orb was my grandmother. I know that she's around and she's always present, and she's my guardian angel, and she's my daughter's guardian angel. But that lady got a hard lesson. And so I always warn people, even my psychics who are out there watching me today, you ask before you do anything with me. Because sometimes things will come to you and I don't even call for them. That's the realm of protection that I have around me, protecting me. But yes, Christine, astrology is fascinating. I don't know if you were here when I was telling everyone I'm learning Babylonian astrology, which is the Sumerians taught the Babylonians, and it's one of the most original. It's probably the oldest method of astrology out there. The ancient astrology is probably the divine, like I do, Chinese astrology, Vedic astrology, Egyptian astrology. Um, did I say Chinese? Chinese astrology. And then we've got your Sumerian and your Babylonian. Those are like the 5 or 6 ancient methods of astrology. And it is really fascinating. I'll have to look into the Egyptian some more too. If you're an Anubis, I'm curious to know what I am. Even as a little kid, I was fascinated with Egyptian archaeology and things like that. Um, Even my very first tattoo on my back, I have a big tattoo of Isis. Um, Something I've always been fascinated with. And I do use Isis in a lot of my um, workings and stuff. I have a couple of statues, one of Isis. I have one of Bast because I have cats and she blesses my cats. So it is very interesting, but I guess I got to let him out. So I am going to go right now, and you guys have a safe weekend. Remember, watch your surroundings, watch your words, watch where you're at, stay out of large crowds because it's going to get ugly out there. I'm very concerned about this weekend. I think I was Egyptian too. That is very interesting you say that. A lot of us have lived many, many past lives. And Christine, I've seen your stars, so I do know you're an old soul, just like myself. When I'm doing your stars, I can see two past lives, but for so many people, there are so many more past lives. Um, and like I said, I do believe I was Egyptian as well. Very fascinated with that culture. In fact, it's on my bucket list to go to Egypt. I have a friend over there who does tours. He's a tour guide, and he's said to me several times, if you come over here, I will take you everywhere you want to go. Um, but I have to wait until November of 2021 when the dragon's energy shifts out of Sagittarius and into um, Taurus, Scorpio. The stars are not blessed for any Americans to travel abroad right now. So it is on my bucket list, and I will get there someday. Yes, we'll go together. That sounds like fun. In fact, my friend that's over there, I'm sure if I did a whole like package deal through him and I presented that to people on here, the more that go, the better. But that is definitely something to look forward to, Christine. I would love to go to Egypt with people of like mind. Even my daughter's like, well, you can't go without me. I want to ride a camel. And that is, I mean, he does take you on tours where you're on camel, because you're going through the desert to all these different places, the valley, what is the Valley of Kings, um, all that stuff. It's just fascinating. Well, now you got me thinking of Egypt, Christine. Yep, got to get there. That's on my bucket list. Anyway, I better go. I've been on here for an hour and a half rambling. All of you out there, have a wonderful new moon. Be safe because we are in a platonic energy. Christine, thanks for joining me. Sweet Butterfly Girl, thank you for tuning in. Kepui, I know you're not there. You've left, but thank you for joining. And all the rest of you that are watching, have a wonderful weekend. Blessings to all of you and blessed be. That's it. Valley of the Kings. We're going, baby. Anyway, we'll talk again real soon. Be safe out there, and I'll see you on Sunday. Ciao, Bella.